We have a great topic today. I'm so excited to be sharing with you guys. Welcome my replay viewers. So glad to be back today. We have a very exciting topic that we are going to be discussing today. So excited, great content. So make sure you invite. And if you are new on Periscope, those hearts make me just share even the more. So don't be afraid to tap on that screen and show some love, okay? Because I love the hearts. I love the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Purple hearts, I love it. That's my favorite color, actually. So I just want to just share a little bit about myself. My name is Natasha Paris, and I am coming to you from New Jersey. I am a military wife. My husband and I, we've been married over 20 years. And I have a lot to share about marriage. Nadia Melton says, you know, if you know 1% more than the person next to you, you are considered an expert. So I think that I have some good content for you today that is going to bless you and help you, whether you even married or single, or you're thinking about marriage. I'm your girl to tell you the truth about it. Okay, I'm the one to tell you the truth because I've had a lot of experience, you know, a lot of highs and lows in my marriage, and I'm coming on Periscope to share that with the world because I think it's important. I think a lot of people, you know, thank you for the hearts. I think a lot of people go into a marriage not knowing, you know, what it's really truly about. You know, marriage is going to be the biggest investment of your life. You know, so it should not be a decision that you make, you know, just out of a whim, you know. So we're going to get right into it. I just do want to share that a successful marriage is the application of knowledge and understanding. You know, I don't think a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people understand that. You know, I don't think a lot of people realize that, you know, a successful marriage, love, it should not be the basis of a marriage. You know, what does love have to do with it? So my question to you would be, and put a 1 on the chat if you have heard this. Have you ever heard someone say, after they've gotten divorced, they say, you know, but I still love him. I will always love him. Put a 1 if you've heard that. If you heard someone after they've gotten a divorce, they said, but I will always love him. I want to see someone, because I know someone out there has heard that. If you ever heard someone say, but I will always love him. After they've gotten a divorce, they're not together anymore. But they say, I will always love the person. There it is. Thank you, Money. Money Trail CEO. I love it. Absolutely. So if people are saying that after they've gotten a divorce, but they still will love the person. So something's wrong, you know, because if they love that person and if the love was a basis of marriage, then that should have kept them together, right? But love is not the basis of marriage. It is not. I think for me, I think relationship is the basis of marriage, right? It's all about relationship. It's almost like you're saying, okay, well, I love God, but you have no relationship with him. Okay. You love God, but you don't spend time with him. You know what I mean? So for you to have a successful marriage, it takes knowledge and understanding kingdom principles so you can have that successful marriage. Understanding how to communicate is huge in a marriage. Understanding how to handle arguments is huge in a marriage. You know, so you cannot, you know, get married to someone because of a feeling. You know what I mean? You can't marry someone because, oh, I love them. It takes a whole lot more because when it gets hard, it gets tough, the love is not enough. It's just not enough. You have to apply some principle, some communication. I wish you could tell that to a person I know. Well, make sure you share that with them. You know, you can definitely share this video with them. I will post it on YouTube, Paris Life, on YouTube, so you can get this link to them because I think it's important because a lot of people literally will marry somebody on the premises of just love. And it takes a whole lot more than just love, okay? Another thing, so I'm going to share with you guys 3 things that I feel that if we invest more into that, if we invest more into that, we will be able to have more of a successful marriage, okay? The first thing is, of course, communication. You know, we have to learn how to communicate with our spouse. We have to, you know, and then spending time. with your spouse. I have 6 children. I didn't say that at the beginning. My husband and I have 6 children. And at the beginning of our marriage, we got married really, really young. We got married right out of high school. As a matter of fact, we've been together since we're 13 years old. In the 6th grade is when we met. Our junior year, he proposed to me. Our senior year, we actually lived together and were and made a lot of mistakes within our marriage. So we didn't have an example, right? We didn't have an example around us, a successful marriage that we can look at. So all of our mistakes, we made it right there in our marriage, but I think the fact that we had that relationship, we built a relationship. So when the storms came, we were able to hold on, not hold on a lot, but we just held on just a little bit, because of that relationship, because the love was gone. There was years in our marriage. As a matter of fact, there was years in my marriage. I didn't even like my husband, to be honest with you. I didn't like my husband, but I knew because I liked being with him. That relationship, right? That relationship. That's what you need to work on. You need to work on the relationship. And I'm going to ask you another question. How many people after the kids are gone, after the kids, they've had a 20-year relationship, a marriage, and then the kids leave, then they get a divorce? Why do you think that happens? Do you know anybody that this has happened to? After they have, been married 12, 15, 18, 20 years of their lives, they've invested in this marriage, the kids leave, and then they split up. Why do you think that is? I'm going to tell you why. Because they never had a relationship. They built their marriage on the children. They built their marriage on just doing the day-to-day. They've never invested in their marriage. Marriage is the biggest investment that you're going to make in your life. I'm going to tell you why. Some people spend thousands of dollars on buying a car. Some people spend thousands, and I'm going to touch on that point about the kids because I made this mistake too in my marriage. Some people spend thousands of dollars investing in a car, they invest in a house, but they never get counseling. They feel like, okay, I'm going to get married. I'm going to go to premarital counseling, right? And then they get in the marriage that's when the counseling should be happening. The counseling should be happening when you're in the marriage, because that's when the storm comes. Because when you're courting and when you're dating, everything's beautiful, right? He tells you everything you hear. She tells you everything you want to hear. You hear all these beautiful things, and then you get in the marriage. It's like, who is this person? That's the time that we're supposed to be in counseling. That is the time we're supposed to invest in the marriage. But a lot of people will spend, money on the house. They're investing in these cars. They're investing in all this other stuff, but they never take the time to invest in their marriage. And it is the biggest investment that you're going to make. So counseling is huge. My husband and I, every time there's marriage counseling at our church, we take advantage of it. We definitely. And we've been married 20 years, and we still need counseling. Still need counseling because it's important. You don't want to wait until stuff gets bad, and then it's like, oh, now it's time. It might be too late. You know what I mean? It might be too late. So there's a scripture in the Bible. It's in Proverbs. It says, in all thy getting, get. It didn't say get love. Okay, what did it say? In all that getting, get what? Somebody type that in if you know that. What does it say? Did it say to get love? With all that getting, get what? Team Sessions, I know you know this if you're still on. The Bible says, which is my favorite book, it says with all that getting, get understanding. That's why marriage should be built on thank you, Team Sessions. That's why marriage should be built on knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because you need to understand that man or that woman. You need to understand how to handle an argument. You need to understand humility. Hello. You need to understand how to serve, your spouse. It's all about serving the other person. That's what marriage is about. The marriage is not about you. Your marriage is about how you're going to serve that other person. That's what it's about. It's a dying every single day. It's a dying of self every day. That's what marriage is about. And so if you want a successful marriage, okay, you will invest in knowledge in understanding, trying to understand your spouse. And I'm going to leave this with you. I learned this from Darren Hardy. There's a book that he wrote. It's called Compound Effect. And he said what he did with his wife. Thank you for the hearts. Oh, that made me so happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tap dance on that screen. Thank you so much for the hearts. Darren Hardy said what he did with his wife, instead of focusing on her, all the stuff that she wasn't doing, he started a journal. And every day, he started like around Valentine's Day. So every day he would write, something he appreciated about his wife. Even if it was one thing, he would journal that, every single day for the whole year. And on Valentine's Day, he gave that to her as a gift, because that's the kind of stuff that holds the marriage together. You know what I mean? And this man, he's a millionaire, but his wife said to him that was the best gift that she could receive. Sometimes we invest on materialistic things, but a marriage is a lifetime. You know what I mean? It's a lifetime, and we need to invest more in our marriage opposed to investing in that house or even investing in personal development, which is good unless, if you're going to invest in personal development, also invest in a marriage seminar, go, take that, invest that money and go to a marriage seminar with your spouse, And I wish somebody would have shared these principles with me. When I was, married I married at 19 years old, very young age, guys. And I'm telling you, oh my goodness, all of our mistakes was right there in our marriage. Okay, parents divorced at a Parents divorced at a very early age. When I was I think 8 years old. Didn't have a mother, so it's not like I grew up seeing what a wife was supposed to act like. Didn't know that, and so I went into this thing like, I'm going to control this man. I'm going to, I'm going to control this man. I'm going to tell him what to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. I mean, destroyed us. And then another thing I did with my husband is I would just talk down to him in front of his friends, in front of his family. I mean, you talking about, adding trouble to your marriage? Talk down to a man. It will literally kill them, and it will cause them to make hurt you. You know what I mean? So you basically, while you're hurting them, you're hurting yourself. So I had to learn that understanding. It took me opening up my Bible. It took me reading books. It took me putting some very people that had great marriages around me, asking them, what they did. So another nugget for you is find someone with a successful marriage. I did that just the other day. I took this guy that had been married for over 30 years. I took him out to lunch and I asked him a lot of business questions. I'm an entrepreneur, get to life. You know what I mean? But one of the questions I asked him, and I'm so glad I did, because, it's great to be an entrepreneur. That's awesome. It's great to go after your goals and your dreams. But at the end of the day, you want to look back and, you want to have someone to share that with. So don't spend your whole existence trying to, get these goals, get these dreams and invest in that and not take the time to invest in your marriage. You need to invest. Thank you. Hi, Montez. Thank you for sharing, Heather. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. Thank you. And not take the time to invest in your marriage, because at the end of the day, you guys, when you lay your head down at that pillow, you want to look and see that person, that, you went through a lot of stuff with. You want to have a partner with you is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Because the house is great. Your career is great. Those cars are great. But my God, why not invest in your spouse? Why not invest in your spouse and invest in yourself? The more you read, and I highly recommend, if you don't have any marriage books, Miles Monroe's stuff is very good. The more you read, the more you will succeed, is what I like to say. So invest in your marriage, go to marriage seminars, get counseling while you're in your marriage. A lot of people think, well, I'm going to get, you have to wait till your marriage goes bad before you get counseling. No. This is when you need the counseling. Because at the beginning, it's great. But in the midst of it, even before it gets really, really bad, you want to already be in counseling. you know, or surround yourself. And that's another thing. Okay. Don't surround yourself with people